Yesterday, on the radio, a topic that particularly interests me was on. They were talking about how people used to send their kids from abroad to Nigeria. Back, especially like 10, 15, 20 years ago, I'm sure people still do it till now. Send their rebellious kids from abroad to Nigeria because they believe that they can be trained better by their uncles and aunties and their grandmothers back home in Nigeria. They are talking about how that ideology stems from the fact that they ultimately believe that our method of upbringing, bringing up children in this part of the world, is better than the western part of the world. And then they now ask the question, which is what I'm going to use to start this video. If our method of upbringing, which mainly consists of abusing children, right? If that method of upbringing was very effective, why do we have a very dysfunctional, ill-disciplined society? If that whole method of flogging children for every single slight was very effective, why do we have a society of people that cannot form a single queue? That makes you think, doesn't it? And I even came on Twitter yesterday and I saw there was a post. This post right here, I never knew that this conversation was happening on Twitter. And it's a conversation that I've always had with people around me, because the average Nigerian, because of the kind of abuse they went through growing up, is also wired to see that abuse as normal. So words like gentle parenting triggers them a lot, because in their myopic reasoning, they cannot fathom a world where adults don't treat children like how they used to treat slaves 200 years ago. And she saw me bleeding. A piece from the Does My Mother Love Me collection. And there was a lot of stories. A lot of stories. And before we even get to these stories, there are so many things that I see that are beating in our society that we don't address. Number one, how docile we are. We are a group of very docile people that are ready to take the rubbishest of rubbish from people, providing they have a place of authority, power, or money. Why? Because that was how we were brought up. You cannot question authority. If somebody that is higher than you is doing something wrong, you cannot correct them. Why is that? Because we have successfully created a society where from the age of 2, 3, that has been resounded into your brain. We have come to see love as physical abuse. They always like that it's coming from a place of love. A place of love that you see your infant and you nearly want to injure them because they on the tap and forgot to off it back. That's from a place of love. You cannot even treat an adult that way. You can't. Much less children. And then it's very, very funny where, like, we as a society, we have been able to come together and say that domestic violence is bad. Right? Domestic violence is bad. But saying violence on children is bad gets people coming at you. What does that tell you? A man, a father, will literally carry police to go and arrest which bastard dearly hand on his daughter. But he used to beat that girl from like age 5 to like age 16. So an adult cannot lay hands on my adult child. Yes. Yes. I'm not even, yes. But then, me as an adult, I can lay hands on my infant child. You see how dystopian that is. You see how insane that is. You see how insane that is. It's just like when you break it down, right? From the fact that we are not orderly in any way, shape, or form, we are docile, right? We are very, very superstitious and religious. All these things are done by the systems that brought us up, and then we proceed to defend these very same systems. Throughout human history, there have been one particular set of people that used to get whipped. Do you know who? Slaves. Those were the people that used to get whipped like animals, slaves. But somehow that has creeped into our way of quote unquote loving children. Treating them like slaves. A child that is innocent. Children are mischievous just naturally. People generally are even mischievous. Yes, you have to bring up that child. Yes, you have to be stern. Yes, you have to tell actions and consequences. Yes. But not by physically harming them. What do you teach them? You teach them that they have to be scared. There are a lot, and then the funny thing about this is that people will now give you the rebuttal that they beat me when I was small and I turned out fine. You did not turn out fine. I'm telling you, if you list a lot of your own traits, there are so many that can be traced to the fact that you were beat. Number one, just don't shout on me, yo. Me, I don't like someone shouting on me. Don't shout on me, yo. Where do you think that comes from? Where do you think the fact that somebody is raising their voice at you makes you feel fidget comes from? Where? Me personally, for instance, now, how I know that I'm suffering from that kind of trauma is that if you give me something to do, I'll prefer you are not there when I'm doing it. Do you know why? Because growing up, right, let's say one of my parents tell me to do something, right? Almost everybody can relate to this. And they are there when you're doing it. If I'm making little errors along the way while doing it, one abarafi land for your back. That's one of the first steps that I mean that, this thing is still there. This thing is still there. So many other things. And the funniest part about it is that there is no study to show that beating is very, very good in raising children. In fact, it's the opposite. It has the opposite results. Think about this, right? Think about the most stubborn child growing up around you, maybe in your school, in your religious center, wherever it is, right? Even in your house. That stubborn child used to receive the most beatings, true of us. True. Now, that stubborn child used to receive the most beatings. But did they ever stop being stubborn? Especially during that period growing up? No. In fact, what happened is that they got immune to it. And now, most children that can chop cane very well, there is a very huge correlation. And it's not just a coincidence. That's because they became immune to it. And it always starts from small, from slap here and there to knock to this to that. The next thing, they are carrying cutlass and chasing your child up and down. And some of those punishments always seemed crazy. Your so-called parents would literally tear your body and put pepper there just to inflict pain upon you because you went to go and take sweets from the jar. You bought a sweet that your 6-year-old child, you know that 6-year-old child likes, right? You put it in a jar, hang it high up the shelf. Please, what do you think that child will do when you're not there? Stormy stealing is good. It's not convenient stealing though. But like obviously that's how you react, right? Then there are ways you teach that child that this is not right. If you want to come and ask me, I will give you. Then the next thing, you will nearly buy that picking. So many things. So many things. It never ever solved any problem. And people that will come and claim that there are many things I know do because my parents beat me. Now lie. Because most of all those bad boys that you saw on the road, most of all the bad boys that were in school, all the bad boys that are in your streets, their parents said they beat them. At the end of the day, the things that you chose to and not do from your own personal conviction. Even those stubborn children, the ones that eventually stopped being stubborn as they grew up, guess what? They grew out of it. They grew out of it because some of those traits are inherently childish. But no, we don't give children benefit of the doubt. They give more benefit of the doubt to their useless bosses at work than they give to you at home. That tells you everything you need to know. Talk about discipline. Talk about discipline. Discipline. Discipline my foot. Abuse. That's what it was. Abuse. It's not even just physical, even verbal. Think of some of the most heinous, horrible things that have been said to you in your life. Out of 10 of them, your parents probably said 6 to 7 of those to you by themselves. So I'm calling you ugly, black. People are very dark skinned, right? Fat. Fat shame used to start from home. Slim shame used to start from home. Lepa, make you go mistakenly slim first. So the issues. And then you now grow up. You now want to come and feign this whole best friend. It's not possible, man. It's not. I'm sorry, it's not possible. Fine, the statement is gone, right? But it's not possible. I don't even think this whole like topic is talking about me in particular. It's just talking about the average African child because everybody can relate to this thing. Some of those stories being shared were absolutely insane, man. Some of those stories being shared were absolutely insane. This one broke me, man. Said when I was younger, I'll pray that why my mom is beating me so she feels guilty forever. 281,000 likes on this. What does that tell you? Please tell me what that tells you. I remember passing out during a beating when I was little and feeling a weird sort of euphoria because I thought I was dying and my dad would go to jail. That's crazy. I remember my mom threw throwing things at you. Oh my god. Throwing things at you, man. I remember my mom threw a pair of hair scissors at me. It stuck and penetrated deeply into the side of my head. In my temple, she rushed me to remove it gently, and I could not stop believing. She now started begging me to not tell my dad, in fear that he would also beat her. It's a point, it's a cycle. I lived through a cycle of abuse. My dad to my mom, and then my mom to me, and unfortunately, I to my siblings. For I did not know better, and it was expected of me. It's crazy, man. If I become president, this is the first thing I'll make illegal, touching children. My mom used to beat me with a horse whip for our horses, though she could not bear to use on animals for she horsed them. That's crazy. So you cannot use those whips for your animals, but use it for your kid that you claim to love. Obligatory love. We had a family friend that would put pepper in our children's eyes and make them be in the hot sun when we were kids. You can't tell me this thing is an act of discipline. Let's be serious here. Let's be serious here, please. This, man. More than the obligatory love, no one talks about the trauma of watching an abusive parent change. So you are left looking crazy and stuck on something that happened in the past. I would advise you people to just confront your parents at least once about it so that you can let it go. If you can let it go, because some of these things you have to just get proper help, proper professional help. Because some of them are crazy. Some of them are really crazy. They go tie pikin for up, man. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. These things were not fair. These things are not fair. And like I'll end this video by saying this: if beatings. Okay, before I end the video, let's talk about this. So the thing that they used to beat kids for, apart from who mistakes, a kid is a slow learner. They will beat that child to stupor. A kid probably has dyslexia, cannot read properly. They will beat the child. You cannot solve maths. Oh my God, you go chop beating tire. You go chop beating tire. Let's say you are sick, and as they are giving you medicine, you are throwing it up. Now, bara, because your body cannot swallow the medicine because you are sick. You are talking too much, beating. You are not talking enough, beating. You are just being the worst thing you can do in an African home is to just be at home in your room, not doing anything. I'll end by saying this. If beatings were so effective, if beating children were so effective, and the way Africans always talk about how they raise children better than people that live abroad, if it was that effective, our society will not look the way it looks today. We will not have the amount of dysfunctional, useless, terrible, wicked adults in our society that we have today. We will not have the amount of corrupt, always looking to take advantage of other people, adults that we have today. So what was that upbringing? You know what that upbringing was? Fear. Because that's what it was rooted in. And that was the point. If a kid does not fear his parents, fear authority, that kid is a sports child. That's where your sports child ends. You don't greet. You don't fear your authority. You question authority. That when you are sports. You will not say you are sports when you actually be a terrible human being. No. When you don't fear authority, that when they say you are sports. That makes you wonder. That makes you wonder.